Barber here, founder and formulator of Crucial 4. Today I'm going to show you how to do an ozone ear insufflation. So there's a few ways that you can do ozone ear insufflation, and today I'm going to show you and talk about those different ways. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on our oxygen tank here. And after we turn on our oxygen tank, now we're going to determine what does our settings need to be, what does our strength need to be. So with ozone, it's always better to start small and work your way up to a higher dosage. With that being said, for ear insufflation, we're going to start with variable output on 1, and we're going to put our setting to 1/8. Now, when you're doing the ears, you're obviously putting ozone near your face. And sometimes it's good to have a fan kind of blowing in your face if you can't handle the smell. You know, a lot of people think that if you smell a little bit of ozone, it's going to destroy your lungs and harm you and hurt you. It's not true. The amount of ozone that you'd have to breathe into your lungs to harm your lungs is damn near impossible. Again, it's like drinking so much water that you drowned. It's just really hard to do. Or eating a certain food that it could kill you. It's like, yeah, apples can kill you if you eat like 1,000 of them. Like, who's going to eat 1,000 apples? So keep that in mind. However, it is an irritant to the lungs. And the reason why is because our lung cell wall is only 1 cell thick. So almost anything can harm your lungs. So it's not like there's this whole thing about ozone, and ozone can hurt you and how toxic it is for your lungs. It's the fact that your lungs are extremely sensitive, and there's a lot of things that are toxic to your lungs. But with that being said, you want to make sure that if that's an issue for you, that you have a fan in your face. If you're really particular and you want to get a destruct, you can. I've never seen a use for the destructs. I've used ozone for 15 years. I just think it's something else that these people try to sell you to, you know, whatever. It's just another thing to buy and to have, and it just creates more of a mess on the table. So I don't use it, but you can if you want to. You know, it's your free will. That's the beautiful thing about life. But the way we're going to do this is we're going to start with our low setting. So I turn the O2 tank on. I set it to 1/8. I set my variable output to 1. I'm going to screw on my opaque hose or my white hose, silicone hose, like so. And I'm going to turn my machine on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tube, I'm going to stick it in my ear, just like this. And I'm going to show you how effective this can be just sitting on camera here. So typically what you want to do is you want to do about 5 to 10 minutes in each ear. You'll hear it, you'll feel it, it'll be kind of warm. You know, if it's too much, like it's blowing too fast, you can obviously lower the regulator from 1/8 to 1/16, and that's going to lower the flow rate. It's going to raise the concentration though. So I'm going to sit here just like so with this in my ear for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to switch and go to the other ear. Now, one thing I love about doing the ears is the children. They can do this therapy. It's pretty much effortless. They just hold this in their ear like so. And if you've got a cough or a cold, I might as well get some ozone while I do this, right? If you got a cough or a cold or any type of sinus stuff going on, this is a phenomenal way to get ozone in your body. When you do ear insufflation, it's been proven and shown that the ozone can actually go straight into the brain, past the blood-brain barrier, oxygenate the brain, but the sinus cavities and nasal cavities, all that area gets saturated with ozone. And that's powerful because I live in Texas, and it's windy and sinus stuff, the nose, all that stuff. So when we're switching into seasons, this is like a must. And as far as the protocol in this, you know, we've got it in the write-up. You can refer to that. You can play with the dosages and the amounts, but you typically want to stick to the dosages on the ear insufflation. You don't want to irritate your ear. Sometimes it can dry it out a little bit. I've noticed that when I first started doing it consistently, I had like wax and stuff start to kind of crust and come out, and I could actually hear better after that. So it did dry out that crust and that wax, but that was a good thing, right? And as I got that out, I could actually hear better. It was real powerful for me. But this is a phenomenal therapy for the kids. Now, if you wanted to buy a stethoscope, you can. You can buy Ozone stethoscopes online. I haven't found one that I'm extremely happy with yet. My main mentor in ozone therapy isn't happy with them either. He just says go straight with the hose in the ear. He says it's the best, it's easiest, it's less stuff you have to buy. And again, he doesn't trust a lot of the stuff in the industry that's out there. He says that he feels that like, it'd be like a disposable waste. So it's like you buy these things and then after a few uses, you discard them. That's his opinion. He's entitled to it. And guess what? You're entitled to yours. And as you do research on ozone, you can obviously find that information. But this is the old school way. It's a direct link to the machine. Now, if you say you had a kid who was wanting to watch TV, didn't want to sit next to the machine or something like that, and you're just trying to chill, and they're not feeling good, and they're just chilling, or maybe they're reading a book, or whatever they're doing, you can fill up a bag. But the bag's only going to fill up to 750 mils. You're obviously going to want to slowly push that in the ear. The child has to push that in the ear. I find it to be best just to hook them up to the machine, a direct link to the machine, and just monitor the time on it. Just be there with them those first few times. And as they get older and older, like my 8-year-old, he knows how to turn the machine on now and does everything. So, and he doesn't do any rectal insufflation. He just does the ears and the water, and it's our go-to along with the creams and stuff. Well, this is ear insufflation and how to do it. Some do's and don'ts. As far as frequency, again, you can look at the write-up that we have, but it's usually anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. If you notice any drying in the ear, you can just stop for a few days and pull it back up and start to administer it again. But an extremely powerful way to put ozone in your body, in your brain, in your sinus cavities, keep everything healthy, clear. I mean, imagine if you did this and then some neti pot, right? I mean, powerful way to keep the sinuses clean and clear. Also, they've shown that if anyone has cataracts in the eyes, typically you would bubble ozone into saline and drop it in the eyes, but just by doing the ear insufflation alone, I've seen a couple write-ups where people got massive benefit from that just because it's getting so much ozone in this area of the body. And I've even seen people over in Germany just exclusively use ear insufflation to treat like almost every disease. They don't even do the rectal with success. So I can't contest to that. I think the rectal insufflation is the most powerful, but this ear insufflation is definitely top 3. So the way I look at it is rectal insufflation is number 1, the ozone water is number 2, the ear insufflation is number 3. Those are the 3 therapies that I suggest everyone try and do. All the other therapies, the cupping and stuff, it's great, if you've got a wound, but I'm not gonna talk about that today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna be shooting more videos on how to use your ozone machine, but I just really wanted to focus today on ear insufflation. If you got any questions about ear insufflation, please list them below or send us an email, and we'll get those questions answered for you. Thanks a bunch for watching again. I really appreciate you guys. Charles Barber here, founder and formulator, Crucial 4.